Romina. Hi, Nikki. It's great to have you here with us today.
Hi,
Hi,
Sarah. Good morning. Hi, Nikki.
Yes,
hi,
good morning.
lady.
So Nikki and Romina were a mentor-mentee pairing in this year's 25 for 25 Trailblazers leadership program. Romina was Nikki's mentor, and I think this year we had an excellent time in the program, and they really enjoyed their experience. So they're here with us today to talk a little bit about the Trailblazers program and what they got out of it and what that experience was like for them. So Nikki, I'll start with you. How would you describe your Trailblazers experience?
It was really good, and it was the first time I joined any program like this, and
Mhm,
I found it really useful that topics that came up that I was thinking about, but you don't necessarily, put your finger on it. And
mhm,
then one either it was about for like the hold on, what is it called? I'm blanking. The imposter syndrome. That
mhm.
was one very big one for me that came up, and I was like, okay, it's not just me, right?
Right.
And also other people what they were struggling with. It resonated in a lot of the topics, and just from like identifying issues and how to go about with dealing with issues and so on, like a matrix creation.
Mhm,
So and I could keep rambling on about it, but it was really useful to see getting guidance on stuff,
mhm.
because the mentors and well the speakers came up with topics I found really really interesting, and I still apply today, and just to broaden the network as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah,
found it
thank you.
really really good.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad to hear the topics are relevant. We try to make sure they're current not only to today's trends, but also to every woman in the program. So I'm really glad to hear that. Romina, how would you describe your trailblazer?
Well, in my case, being a mentor has been inspiring and energizing for sure. And I do believe the program creates a safe space, and a place to connect with purpose.
Mhm.
Um, it's not just about me sharing knowledge and experience, it's about building trust with your mentee, exchanging ideas, and empowering the next generation of women in supply chain. That was for me this experience.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for dedicating your time as a mentor. We really appreciate you sharing your knowledge and experiences with Nikki and the cohort as a whole.
Thank you. It was great to be part of this.
Okay, Nikki, this next question is for you. So how has having a mentor influenced your career goals, your skill development, or just overall belief in your abilities?
No, it really did help. And I think that whoever paired us with Romina did a really excellent job, because we clicked right away and we were able to share experiences. And she comes from a different country. I come from a different country. So that was already a very good starting point for us. And sharing the experience of dealing with that and different cultures. We talked a lot about the cultural experience with just with my line of work here at Samsung as well, working with Korea, it's very different. I'm used to working with Europe, mostly
Mhm.
because I'm obviously from there as well. This is a very new experience, and Romina helped me. She even found a book for me that is
Mm,
about a lady's experience working actually for Samsung too, and how different the culture is. Right, it's really important, and also by sharing her experience, I learned a lot to a little bit trust more in the abilities that I already have. It's
mhm,
just not to worry about putting it out there sometimes, because I tend to be a little bit of a bull in a china shop sometimes. But if I can, do it the right way, the message is still there. It's just the delivery that matters the most. So
mhm.
yeah, for me, it was really, really useful, and I hope that if nothing else on LinkedIn, we will stay in touch.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm glad the mentor-mentee pairing went well. We do try to, pair everyone based on, work background and previous experiences just to make sure there's that common ground that can kick off that relationship with some commonalities. So Romina, this question would be now for you. Learning is a two-way street. So what have you learned from Nikki or from being part of the Trailblazers program?
Well, this is my third consecutive year as a mentor.
Mhm,
For sure, each cycle has deepened my appreciation for the power of diversity through meaningful conversations with mentees from Panama, Guatemala, and now Europe with Nikki. As she mentioned, we learn a lot about our cultures, and for sure, I began rich insights from different cultures, approaches to leadership, communication, as also Nick mentioned, like different cultures in her case from Korea, how we communicate, the best way, how it works, the problem solving. And these experiences remind me that mentorship is a mutual journey of growth and discovery. And that's what I learned from this experience this year with Nikki and the previous year with other girls. But for me, it's been really delightful. And I hope to keep helping in this kind of initiative and programs that you have.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm glad, it's been mutually beneficial. Obviously the program is designed for the participants to learn, but we want the mentors to have it be a really impactful experience and educational for them as well. Okay, so my last question would be, what advice would you give someone considering joining Trailblazers? And Romina, I'll start with you this time.
Perfect. I would say to join with an open mind,
Mhm.
and a generous spirit. I think that's the first.
Mhm.
Whether you are a mentor or a mentee, you'll gain more than you expect. And that's a fact. I can tell you for a third year in a row, I keep learning new things. You will get new insights, meaningful relationships, and a renewed sense of purpose, that you are doing something to help other girls. And for sure, this program, TrailblazeHers, is more than a program. I really believe it's a movement that uplifts women and transforms the future of supply chains. So for me, it would be ideal to have these kind of programs in other regions. I don't know, in Latin America, I don't know, Europe, Asia. I think like women needs to support each other, So I'm happy to be part of this initiative. And thank you, Sarah, for inviting me this year. For sure, with Nikki, thank you so much for your trust. And as you mentioned, we clicked right away. And for sure, this is an open relationship, at least with my previous mentee. They have my cell phone, and we are still in communication on everything that they need, and I can help them. I do it. So, yes, I'm really happy to be in this program. And as I mentioned, the main advice would be to come with an open mind and with a generous spirit.
Thank you, Romina. That's amazing. And, thank you for being a part of the program. And we're, thrilled to have you for these past few years. Okay, Nikki, over to you. What advice would you give someone considering joining the program?
Well, it's really hard to add to what Romina pretty much covered it all. But yeah, the open heart is a really good advice. But also, I would say come with great expectations, meaning don't worry about it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You'll learn something, right? Or you're in a meeting and they reassure what you already know. So then it reassures you that, oh, I'm actually really good at this, right? So it's you literally have nothing to lose. And I was really, really happy to be part of it. And I hope to be part next year as well. As I mentioned to you, Sarah, if you guys need extra mentors, I would love to be doing that. And I'm losing my voice, but, but so yeah, just come join the team. We would always love to have more women and learn from each other, teach each other, whatever you need.
Thank you, Nikki. We'd love to have you as a mentor next year. We grow by one each year, so we definitely will have space, and we'd love to have you. And thank you for the encouraging advice.